What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 263. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And by God, we're running from a big ass mustache with Adam.
Yeah. What was that, mustache clap?
That was fucking awesome, right?
Dude,
Was
whenever
not
he
expecting.
fucking pulled his leg out like a guitar
Oh my God.
and they
With
fired that
Pantera
song up, I
playing?
was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
We watched Sonic 2.
Finally,
Yeah.
been waiting.
What y'all think about it?
And I mean, so the first Sonic comes out, and it's one of those things. It's like, it's kind of like watching the Pokemon movie, right? The Detective Pikachu movie. It's like, are they going to be able to like continue
Yeah.
this style? Is it going to get cheesy? Is it going to get wore down? And them just leaning into it as hard as they did and just knowing what they're going for made it so much better.
Yeah.
Like, they improved on everything. They're like, okay, the only thing that we need in the movie is Sonic, Dr. Robotnik, and then introduce 2 new characters. And the rest of the human cast can basically fuck off for 80% of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they nailed it.
It knew what kind of movie it wanted. Like with the first movie. It knew exactly the type of film it was trying to be. And as I've said before, like it's still in that category of like, it's they're like these video game characters like Sonic, Mario, and everything. I think they found the perfect little box for them to be in, and it's like the family movie, like the typical family adventure film.
Yeah.
Like it's because the movie doesn't reinvent anything at all, but it's like you have a silly goose time with it, to borrow
Yeah.
some Adam terms.
I mean, that's all it's about, man. Is like just chilling and watching a movie and them being aware enough of like, okay, it doesn't have to make perfect sense. We can try to make it make sense, but it doesn't have to make sense. And then them leaning so heavily into it. And like, we've talked about this before with like, okay, how do you do like Metal Gear Solid, or how do you do like Gears of War, or how do you do this, or how do you do that? Like the Sonic tone and the Sonic like and Mario's going to be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tone and the playfulness of the characters and the audience that attracts, they're doing it right. They're taking it serious in the lane that they need to take it serious on. And I think that like the more mature video game like properties, if they wanted to tackle them, if they lean into the maturity of it, but not like overly lean into it, like unnaturally lean into it, then I think that they'll find similar success. They just have to know that, like, hey, it's a fucking video game movie,
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to
But
be like
yeah, but
perfect.
there's absolutely. But I also think that, when we're comparing something like Sonic and say like with Metal Gear, Metal Gear can still go the straight serious route and get
Yeah,
pulled off because it's taking into consideration the tone of the game and finding its corresponding genre in another medium.
yeah,
And yeah, they could absolutely do it, but being able to, now that we've got the technology to just green screen the shit out of stuff, man, now we can, now that, and I think that's also one reason why there's so much like we're jumping to different worlds. Like that's the thing right now.
yeah,
I mean, I know Marvel kind of kicked the ball rolling with it, and we've always had that brand of sci-fi, but it's really in the casual audience's face a lot right now. And I think by and part that's got to do with, we finally got the technology to do that stuff like cheaply.
yeah,
So
I like how
but
they,
yeah,
when they explain stuff, it's like, it's like, who's Knuckles? They don't waste a lot. Like, it's like a 30-second explanation.
yeah,
It's like a speed run. Everything you need to know, and then that's it.
yeah,
yeah.
Moving on,
yeah.
you know? Like when they're in the car, he just laid out
I thought
everything
the
there,
movie
like
was pretty well balanced.
good
Oh
pacing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he rolls up. He's like, "I'm an echidna. What's an echidna? Don't worry about it. I'm one though. I'm the
Yeah,
last one."
Yeah.
I thought Elba did a good job as Knuckles.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he was perfect, man.
Um, I thought, the thing is that like I feel like we're slowly gonna get it to where when we get the third film, and I guess this kind of goes with what Griffin was saying, how we have the video game characters and then the human cast just fucking goes away except for Jim Carrey, and it's going to be interesting if by the third movie, which we got our setup for it, um, which I want to say I believe you called that, Griff. Um, uh, but we're gonna get a third and final film where it's gonna be the game characters. Like it's gonna be the movie people probably thought we were gonna get in movie one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the real question: do you think that Carrie's going to come back? Do you think Doctor Robotnik is going to come back?
Well, they couldn't find him. They
Yeah,
made
I
sure to
mean,
say that. Now he did say that he thinks. I saw him doing press for this movie, and he was like, "I think I'm done." Like, he's like, I mean, if something comes along that I'm like, I fucking feel the need where I'm like, I just have to do it. I'll do
yeah,
it, but I think I'm done. I just think really
Yeah,
that was him being like, if they want me to be in the next one, they're gonna have to pay me
yeah,
big time, and they will,
yeah,
because he's kind of nailed that character. Like, who else is gonna play that but
oh
exactly.
me?
yeah,
And
he's definitely the human face of Sonic.
Yeah.
yeah, here's what I would love to see out of, because I never played the Sonic games with Shadow in it,
Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
but I would love
I
to see
I
it.
played the very first one on GameCube that introduces.
Yeah, I would just like to see it go full circle, where maybe Jim Carrey's in it, like maybe Doctor Robotnik's in it, but like he's not in it anywhere near as much.
He may have
And
already
like,
filmed his parts for it.
yeah,
You
exactly,
know what I
right?
mean?
Yeah, but I would love to see it come full circle, where like Doctor Robotnik is helping them. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like you said, like
Well,
he,
kind of like how they brought
yeah.
Knuckles in with them.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
other one
Well,
just can't
well,
be stopped.
well. For instance, if I because like, dude, I think I was like 13 or 14 when I played that game, but I believe the plot of that game was Shadow was after a Chaos Emerald,
yeah,
which is one of the many to make the Master Emerald.
yeah,
And because I don't know much of Sonic's plot at
Yeah.
all,
When all
like
those little
I
stones
never
started
followed
spinning, I was like, Infinity Stones. You know?
Marble, but but yeah, but I just remember that GameCube game being the first one that was ever like, hey, there's a plot here, because I was
yeah,
always just like, okay, Sonic the Hedgehog, level 1, A to B, do it.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, and with that, like I always thought it was interesting because in Sonic 3, you had Knuckles show up, and then, or was it? It was Sonic 3. So in Sonic 3, Knuckles shows up, and like you're fighting him the whole fucking or the whole game,
Hmm.
and then you
mhm.
find out towards the end that Doctor Robotnik's been playing him. They did it perfect that way, like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
expecting them. I was expecting them to do something like that, where like he switched sides, but just like I don't know how they captured that moment.
Yeah.
Made so much sense, and Idris Elba's like, you know, act voice acting
Yeah.
lended itself very well to like, because
Less was
honor.
more with that.
Yeah, right.
well, they were very. It was something Adam was pointing out, because I texted him earlier, um, and as I've chewed on it since then, it's almost like whenever they sat down with Elbow and they were like, "Hey, how are we gonna translate Knuckles and all this kind of stuff?" The dude's like, "Drax the Destroyer,"
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
dead ass serious. He
Yeah.
ain't,
Why you always joking?
but like everything's gonna go over his head.
Yeah.
But you love the character. Like,
And when he does get it, he always lands off center.
yeah.
Like
Base of balls.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
which I
interested.
mean,
Oh, go ahead, man.
I was just saying that at the end of the day, they managed to have a good little adventure story, tucked away in a classic family movie
Yeah.
or a family adventure film. It never got too dark. You're saving the world, so obviously it's like we're gonna destroy this, that, and the other. But like, it's nothing ever really. We watched it. Like these movies are small. Like these are gonna be some. This is this generation's. It's gonna be the movie they're watching on repeat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
And I'm
I could definitely see there's gonna be some kids that are just full on captivated, and this is their cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I would watch this movie on repeat,
And I
not like
mean,
constantly,
well, I
but
mean, well, the way they had the humor was good. Like every now and then they would slip in that little highbrow joke that maybe a kid wouldn't get, but you would.
yeah.
I was telling Adam the one part like that made me kind of chuckle was when they were like, the owls and the echidnas have been fighting for centuries, and Sonic just kind of off the cuff just says, kind of like Vin Diesel and The Rock,
Yeah.
because it's like we've been following the Fast and Furious news, so we're fully aware of that little beef joke,
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
that a child don't give two fucks about, but like, and there's a bunch of little tiny little liners that Sonic would say that like, because Sonic, the way they interpreted him in these movies is they know that he has become a meme, and they
Yeah.
they just took it and ran with it, and I appreciate them for that.
Yeah. No, it was fucking great. And like with it opening the way that it opened with Dr. Robotnik and seeing him like
Oh, that was
going
hilarious, dude.
crazy. Yeah, dude, like what? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
This
the
fucking
mushrooms,
shiitake
the
planet.
limited, limited, limited,
yeah.
limited,
Yeah,
limited.
that was funny. Well, I
They
remember
just
the
they just
last one closing with him just sitting there, and it's like, oh, okay, well, where's that gonna go?
yeah. Mushroom Planet, dude. Mushroom Kingdom.
You went full Pee Wee Herman on that mushroom picking.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I was wondering how the whole Knuckles thing was gonna go, but then when you see that moment where when they get the compass, um, he goes to help Tails, and he's
Yeah.
like, he went to help him instead,
Yeah.
and he's like, don't worry about him, And I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah,
This is where the fucking
yeah,
downfall's happening. Yeah, you already know, dude.
honor.
Yeah.
I really thought, as far as like visual stuff, I really enjoyed that shot at the beginning when Knuckles first meets Sonic. Sonic's powering up. He
Oh,
gives him the whole
when he
like, "You
holds
think
him,
you're good, but I'm better." And
he
he just
holds
yeah,
the
he catches and
spin.
just walks that bitch, and then fucking dunks his ass, dude. He fucking Knuckles dunks on him.
Yeah, that was a good way of just letting you know how strong he was.
Um,
Yeah.
what was another good shot? Because I mean, of course, we have the big ending, but there was another interesting sequence, the drone sequence where Sonic's in slow mo and you see him fucking turning the lasers against them, wiping
Hmm.
out the fucking drones like it's nothing. Like,
Yeah.
like visually, it's about what I expected, man. Like, shots like that going off and everything. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I don't know, like you knew you were in for a good time when he was fucking stretching on that building. You start hearing Run DMC kick in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
he's got the
know,
hot dog, dude. At the
just little
end, when
just
he
little
pulls
cues
that
like that.
hot dog out,
Like, oh dude,
he's like, "You don't go near
oh
him. He's
dude,
not the
that's the
same
the
person." And he
fucking the
does that
reference
fucking.
to the cartoon.
He
Yeah,
smells
Yeah.
it.
because I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys, but I watched the cartoon as well, dude, and he fucking eats the shit out of them
He
dogs,
likes
dude.
chili dogs.
Yeah, dude. It's his favorite.
You know, when I was wondering when they're at the wedding, this, you know, I don't mean nothing bad by this, but Randall, the
Yeah,
undercover cop, I was like, why is he with her?
yeah,
I was trying to
right.
figure that out. I was like, why? This don't make sense. Like,
And that's one thing too. It's like when they cut to all that shit happening, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, now it's going to start dragging a
now we're
little
gonna
bit because
ruin
we
the
got
wedding, and she's gonna get pissed.
yeah, and it's going to be, and then like, nah, dude,
Right back in it.
like, like that chick was so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever she
Golf
fucking
cart.
pulled up on that golf cart and
Yeah.
she stepped
When
out
she
of, oh,
pulls,
yeah,
oh, like fucking, like, what was that one other movie, like Bruce Willis in Red?
yeah.
He fucking
I
just
was like,
stands
this
right
is
up as that shit's fucking drifting.
yeah, dude. I was like, this is fucking great, you know. And that's the dude. He was in Criminal Minds or something.
Yeah, he
Um,
was on a cop show or something like that.
yeah. And it's just funny to see him because, like, I mean, he's playing this pretty much the same character, but him like being involved in all this shit. I was surprised whenever I saw him pop up, and like when they were playing fucking um volleyball, and it
Yeah.
showed his boys over there like fucking doing push ups and
Yeah.
sit ups
To the
and shit.
squad. He's like, that's the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah.
He was
It's like,
giving him
all
a hard
right.
time. I was like, oh, he's fucking on him, man.
Yeah,
He's big dicking him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's power playing. Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of places where it could have went wrong, but they
Yeah,
just kept it right, you know? Like
they did.
so
Well, where you there, like you're saying, those moments where you feel like, because we've watched so many of these movies where they should have kept leaning left, and then they took a hard right and it fucked the movie up. This
yeah,
movie was straight up just like, nah, dude, double down.
yeah. That snowboarding sequence was fucking great too.
Yeah. The
And
amount, like, he's like ADHD, dude. He's got a short attention span. Like, it would
yeah,
have been quicker to move the
Oh,
body and hit the brake instead of take the car apart.
yeah, right.
But he just took the car apart instead.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, fuck it.
Oh,
Fuck it.
absolutely. And just the way he tore the fucking house apart when dude leaves, and he's sitting there on a
oh,
lawnmower
yeah.
like riding over candy. Like it's like just like random shit.
Are those
No, I
rings
enjoy it.
limited? Because
See,
he remember the first one, he loses a bunch of them. And then in this one, he's just tossed them around. Like, and I'm like, are you going to run out of those? Like, how does that?
yeah, I don't
Maybe go collect some more?
I was kind of wondering that myself because they did make a big deal about it in that first one, and
Yeah.
then
And then he's
in
just
this
like,
one,
here, he's using them to get
Yeah,
cookies. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Uh, I feel like they took the ring issue, and they're kind of treating it the same way they treat ammunition for the Transformers. Like ain't nobody like it's just there.
yeah.
yeah,
It could come up again in the third one. The third one has been confirmed, by the way, for
Now
sure.
it would be interesting if something like that happens, and it's like to make it go full circle, he's going to lose the rings again, but maybe he loses them once and for all, and
Well, I think I think what they'll end up doing is like, he gives the power up and they disperse the chaos emeralds across the galaxy or whatever. And I have a
Mhm.
feeling that whenever Shadow shows up, it's going to be a race to like try to get all the chaos emeralds or whatever. So I think that that's where that's going to play into like, does he have enough rings to get to these different realms to get the chaos
Now,
emeralds?
now I'll be honest with you, you know, because I was saying the comment earlier about like how these like dimension hopping films are just everywhere right now. But that's the thing though. To me, visually, that shit doesn't get old. And you can be so creative with that. Even
Yeah.
as far back with movies like Jumper,
Yeah.
where dudes go in and Sam Jackson like as horrible as some of the acting in that movie was, and the plot was about ankle deep,
Cool concept.
like the yeah, it was a
Yeah.
very cool concept. And so the idea of like, we've seen it happen in, let's see, we've seen it happen in Doctor Strange now, where they're doing the the fast jumping, and
Yep.
you're cutting through all the different fucking universes and shit, which was badass. And like I could see Shadow and Sonic doing a similar situation because as far as like the action sequence of Sonic the Hedgehog, it's pretty much like a prototype for the Flash.
Yeah, right.
Like that, there because I could just see because there's certain episodes of the TV show where like he would fight a villain. Like there's one where he fights an enemy called Savitar, and he shows up and just starts like beating his ass to the Speed Force, and they're just going all over the goddamn place. And
Saboteur.
like really fast paced, like a lot of motion on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just jumping from one place to the other, ring popping there through there, hauling ass to something, get to where they're gonna be like, all right, here's where Act Two is gonna play out at for a second. Then they do the shit again, Act Three.
It just made me think of that. Like with this movie, there's a lot going on sometimes. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of motion, and sometimes in movies you'll watch like that, it's like it almost make you like motion sick. Like it's like, God
Yeah.
damn, the camera's all over the place. But they did a good job at like, because every now and then they throw a little slow mo in it, slow it
Yeah.
down, bring it back to speed. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really like that they've realized that the shots of being able to show you just what all a speedster
yeah,
type character is
just how
doing.
fast, yeah.
Like, one of the coolest shots for that for me is the in it's in one of the newer X-Men films where Quicksilver evacuates the entire like Xavier school
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
while that bomb's slowly blowing up, and he's
Yeah,
just like he's doing it to Sweet Dreams and everything, but like you just see like there's like a shot where like something's exploding and the dude's jumping on the debris using it like stairs to get up to shit. Like little shots like that make their way into like all these different movies and stuff. Like it to me that don't get old.
No, not at all, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to another one, man. I really like what they did with it, and I mean, it gives me hope
yeah.
for
I'm
more.
excited for Mario.
Yeah, and a lot of people are still bitching because fucking Chris Pratt's playing the voice of
They just
Mario,
don't
but
like
like,
him. He
I
catches a
know,
lot of hate online.
but he's so great.
I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know,
I
man.
mean, who cares
It's
what his
bullshit.
beliefs are? Like,
Yeah,
would you rather him be like a
Well,
wife beater or something? I mean,
the internet's the internet's proved that whatever conviction you're subscribed to, the internet's gonna come after you. I mean,
yeah,
that's just part of it now.
absolutely.
Like, I mean, not, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, because a lot of people, it's the fact that, Chris Pratt's a big Christian and all that stuff.
yeah, does a
And
lot of hunting stuff like that, like gun
yeah,
guy.
stuff like, yeah. And oh, man. And
Yeah,
I mean, we all know where hunting goes on the internet to die,
yeah,
like, like, or at least on a social level. So, and it's not necessarily for just that one style, it's for anything, any type of thing that you feel like you can hold and lean into and double down on. There's an aspect of the internet that's gonna shit on you for it, and that's just part of it.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a fuck.
nah,
He's
he's
Yeah,
got
winning,
money. Yeah,
yeah, right.
Give
winning.
it a star, man.
Yeah, I'm giving it a star, man. It was great.
Same. I had a good time with it, man.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah,
They picked the perfect dude to do that, to do Sonic's voice.
yeah,
Like, and it's amazing. Like, looking back at it, they released the trailer. Everybody lost their fucking minds because of how Sonic looked. They're like, all right, give us a minute.
yeah.
They went back to the drawing board, then came back, and everybody was like, good on you. And like, people went to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like enough people went to get a sequel, which was even better than the first one. It's like hats off to you.
Yep.
Well, it's like someone at the company was smart enough to go, "Hey, the only thing they're complaining about is how he looks. They didn't say anything about the plot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of times you'll see something like that blow up, and then like the production crew, the marketing, all that shit just abandons it, you know?
Yeah, well, it was an
Yeah.
easy fix too, man, because you already have him animated. You just change the template of
Yeah.
the way it
Yeah.
looks. Real easy fix,
Yeah.
They went
and
in,
it
they
worked.
applied day one patch, and it worked.
But Jim Carrey, dude, it's good to see him back at the top of his game, like
I know. It's like he never left, you know?
fucking Dr. Eggman.
Yeah. His fucking little quips and one-liners, like,
Yeah,
dude, it's fucking I wish those two had a
yeah,
podcast.
dude. There's so many I can't even remember.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
you know, sitting here trying to pull some of 'em, I can't even because there's just so many of them. Like,
I can't believe they played fucking Pantera song in a Sonic
yeah, he was
movie.
fucking
Yeah.
doing his leg, and then the fucking robots fucking.
Just fucking doing work, man. And I'm glad we got Golden Sonic, man.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that they would go that far with it, but
But see, that's what
surprised the
they
fuck
did.
out of
Like, he
me.
did it, and then he gave it up.
Yeah. Good family movie.
Yeah,
Great family movie. But yeah, is it getting 3 stars?
yeah,
3 golden rings?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Already
Hell
put it
yeah,
on the
dude.
spreadsheet. Can't take it back.
It's locked in, you know? We got a little bit of movie news here. So, Man of Steel 2 trends as fans reignite campaign for the Snyder sequel. So, the fan campaign to restore Snyderverse is alive and well. On social media, Man of Steel 2 has been trending, with many fans reigniting their calls for Warner Brothers and DC to finally make a sequel with Zack Snyder back in the director's chair. While there are other Superman based projects in the works, many fans still feel the time is right for Henry Cavill to get his long awaited follow up film. And this can be seen by all of the fans banding together to campaign for the movie to happen once again. One tweet that helped get Man of Steel 2 trending was from at the Snyder Night.
Mm. Snot,
just the way that just the way that rolls off the tongue,
snot
the
or not.
Snyder Night. Yeah. Um where'd you get bit? Bit by a spider bite?
No, it's a snot or not.
But asking fans to pick, to pick which film they'd rather have between Man of Steel 2 and Batman 2. While the latter was acclaimed, and there is certainly a lot of fan excitement for Robert Pattinson's return as Bruce Wayne, many fans are easily picking Man of Steel 2 without hesitation. When we consider how much money the Batman made at the box office, fans saying they'd prefer a new Man of Steel movie over the Batman 2 might help to convince Warner Brothers to actually greenlight the film. So as it stands, there are reportedly multiple Superman projects in development at Warner Brothers. One is said to be developed by Michael B. Jordan and would focus on Val Zod incarnation of Superman. And word is this would be made for HBO Max. It's also been reported that Tanasi Coates is writing a Superman reboot that will introduce a black Superman, and the film doesn't appear to be part of the DCEU. Perhaps 3 Superman projects would be too much for Warner Brothers, but in any case, Man of Steel 2 doesn't seem to be any closer to happening. I
You know,
mean,
as someone that really like I would love nothing more than a sequel to Man of Steel. But honestly, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. We got Justice League, and that was a fucking once in a blue moon situation.
yeah,
But Warner Brothers does not give a fuck about their comic properties. They've made it they made it abundantly clear that they don't give a shit.
yeah,
Um, and so I'm at the point where it's like just shelve it, and maybe at some point before we die, we'll get another good Superman film. But as of right now, in the current climate and the way Hollywood is, I don't fucking give a shit anymore. And it sucks because it's the one character that should be getting the best that should be getting the best movies.
yeah. I
He's
agree,
a
man.
walking Deus Ex Machina. Like it's like people give Man of Steel such shit because it's such this darker, grittier take on it. But like, if you made it upbeat, if you made it all of that,
Then they give a
then
shit too. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
when I see this
Yeah.
thing here though, it's like Man of Steel 2 or the Batman 2. Fucking make them both. I mean,
Yeah.
you're printing money, dude.
Deconstructing, taking the deconstruction route for Superman in a movie standpoint makes for a better film.
Yeah.
In the comic book, yeah, let it be upbeat, positive, and all of that because the medium can allow that. You know, it's a fucking comic book.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to get a big budget film with legitimate actors and all this kind of stuff, you want to craft it into something special. And
Yeah.
acting and deconstruction of characters is kind of like some of the best narratives in cinema, where you're breaking down an idea that a character is standing for and making the course of the film be this journey of figuring out, is that really what this character's about? Is that really where their heart's at, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't expect anything worthwhile out of Warner Brothers anymore. I'll watch it when they release it, of course. There's got to be a diamond in the rough somewhere. The
Yeah.
Batman was pretty damn close, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they're so afraid to use their the biggest characters in their catalog. They're so afraid to use it. Like they don't want people to get tired of it because it's such a cash cow. But it's like, dude, it's a cash cow because people want it.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
making more. Like,
Yeah.
put Batman in a goddamn TV show and tell me that network won't suddenly get like Emmys
Well, we're
left and
getting a
right
show,
nominations or
the
fucking,
Penguin show.
yeah, but it's
Batman's
not
got
gonna
to
have
show it.
Batman.
I mean, I don't
I mean, dude,
know,
they pulled
man.
off 5 seasons of Gotham and Batman didn't show up till the literal
Yeah,
last
but this is
shot.
HBO.
I hope HBO can pull it off. I really
We might
do.
see a little
But
Bruce Wayne in it. I don't know if he'll be. You know what I mean? Like this could have been stuff they
yeah,
shot when they were shooting a movie. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And, and
what?
it's a fascinating thing to think about too. It's like you're absolutely right. Like HBO has a perfect setup. Like Warner Brothers has a perfect setup to where they could like kind of like what Disney's doing, man, where you can tell these big massive stories and also these more intimate like saga type stories with like television. I don't understand why they can't just take that and run with it because you're right. If you made a Batman series that was just solely focused on Batman and there was like an overarching, you know, season plot or season storyline that you're going with, I mean, everybody would watch it. It would be like Game of Thrones times 1,000.
Yeah,
It
it would shut down so many other shows whenever that, like, it would be such a big deal that like whatever platform or channel it's on would have to absolutely revamp their schedule to make
yeah,
time so that that show could breathe and get the viewership. Because
yeah,
it'd be the biggest thing ever. Think about how many people who grew up watching Batman 66 would totally jump on the chance to watch a new Batman TV show, be it serious or comical.
yeah, right. No, I agree, man. But
But
here's the thing.
but 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 time and time again has proven that Warner Brothers, they're not worried about that. They don't give a fuck about that. They want to cash in on what's trendy, which is superhero shit, but they want to also cash in on the loudest of everything right now. And it's this weird bastardization of pop culture where, and it's not just one situation, but it's all of it. It spans comic books, it spans TV, spans movies, like all these like franchises that have been around for a long time, and they just get that, like they're getting used as toilet paper for these shitty hacks in Hollywood that don't know how to fucking do things right. And it's because they don't care.
yeah. Well, I mean, and like we said before, that superhero bubble's going to burst eventually.
Well,
And
but the thing is that the audience is going to be the ones to burst it,
yeah, absolutely.
and it's when we finally like it's when people realize that like your money absolutely matters in this game.
Yeah.
If you want better quality movies, go pay and watch them.
Yeah.
Whatever you can, what like, and it don't even necessarily have to be like go buy a ticket for a movie. Just any kind of like from vocal support online to anything. If you really can try to show some contribution to a film that deserves its continuation, and that's not bullshit in some avenue or another. Uh, it's just like it's the same concept as people who want their politics to change. Get out and vote. You want to stop watching shitty versions of stuff that you really enjoy. Stop giving the companies that are making it the money,
Yeah.
or go as far as and not review bomb, but like legitimately leave your concern, and then that'll just snowball, dude.
Yeah.
Because if we want a better Wonder Woman story, then motherfuckers got to stop going and paying for these shitty Wonder Woman films that have come out,
Yeah.
or any of the characters. I'm saying Wonder Woman because we all know how Griffin feels about those movies.
Yeah.
But if we don't want that shit, then you gotta reject it.
Got to reject the virus, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think Snyder's done with making superhero movies for the time being. I think that I think that I don't even think he would come back at this point. I mean, if they realistically approached him, they're like, "Look, we want to let you finish your shit." Do you really think he'd do it?
If he had full creative control,
Yeah,
if they were like,
I,
we won't bother you, we will let you do exactly what you want to do, I think he would.
I agree
Because
with
then he could
Adam.
finish his story. He could, we could get what we saw at the end of the fucking
yeah,
I,
Snyder cut.
I
Like,
think yeah, there would have to be some serious, some very strict contingencies, and I feel like one of those would be like he would like the people that he started this franchise with. A majority of them would have to want to come back, and if they
yeah,
didn't, if he got to like the third or fourth no of the
yeah,
important list of people to come back, if he got like the second or third no, he'd probably be like, "I'm done. I ain't doing it, man.
yeah,
Ain't
right,
worth it." Not
yeah,
recasting that guy or girl or whoever.
right. But yeah, it's just nice to see that it still trends every now and then because, like, it's the fucking like the internet love story, you know.
yeah.
hmm
So
And and I mean, it's awesome knowing that so much time's passed now that like people have looked back and they're like, you know what? Maybe those movies weren't as bad as because when back like because honestly, I feel like a lot of people like just forgot Man of Steel even existed by the time Batman versus Superman came out,
yeah, right.
and then from Batman versus Superman onward, uh, people just ran all they drug those movies through the
Well, they
fucking
already made
dirt,
their
dude.
minds up. When they
Yeah.
said they were like, Ben Affleck's going to play Batman, people were like, fuck that.
Yeah,
How good was
And
he
then
as Batman? Like,
yeah, and then they watched it and they were like, "Wait, he's brutal? Not my Batman." And it's like, like
or then you had the
the
people that were
guy,
like, now we want more. And it's like, well, where were you
yeah,
back when this shit came out? You're the reason
right.
there's not more.
yeah. But we'll see what happens with it though, man. I don't think it'll ever come to anything, but Stranger Things, we never thought we'd get the Snyder cut
No,
either. So
Absolutely.
so we'll see. Here's something that's weird as fuck. Spinal Tap 2 in the works with Rob Reiner and the original cast.
I
So
mean, if they can,
if they do it right.
if Amazon can bring back Kids in the Hall, these
yeah.
motherfuckers can bring back Spinal Tap.
Says that their Castle Rock Entertainment is moving forward on Spinal Tap 2, a sequel to the cult classic 80s flick. This is Spinal Tap. With original director Rob Reiner, along with lead actors Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Christopher Guest. So this is what it says. The plan is to do a sequel that comes out on the 40th anniversary of the original film. And I can tell you hardly a day goes without someone saying, why don't you do another one? For so many years, we said, nah, it wasn't until we came up with the right idea how to do this. You don't want to just do it to do it. You want to honor the first one and push it a little further with the story. So the filmmaker who also revealed some details on the premises that will make up the story of Spinal Tap 2. They've played Albert Hall, played Wembley Stadium all over the country and in Europe. They haven't spent any time together recently, and that became the premise. The idea was that Ian Faith, who was their manager, had passed away. In reality, Tony Hendra passed away. Ian's widow inherited a contract that said Spinal Tap owed them one more concert. She was basically going to sue them if they didn't. All these years and a lot of bad blood will get into that, and they're thrown back together and forced to deal with each other and play this concert. So I mean that
Yeah,
you know,
Dude, I
sounds
cannot
good.
wait. I can't wait to see what kind of musician jokes they're gonna make in this movie.
yeah, right.
Well, you know, some of them will be kind of like they'll be in down on their luck, hard times.
Yeah,
You know, the one that's like, oh, thank God we're getting back together. I'm fucking sleeping in a van. You know, like
yeah, right.
I can just picture them 40 years later,
That's crazy.
just lean
Well,
into it, just hard.
oh, dude, and like
Got
have
an
it to
amp that
where
goes
like
to
that.
15 now.
Well, they have to, or like they have to deal with all the young bands that are like heavier and
Yeah.
crazier and all that stuff. Or like, dude, they have to deal with the emo music.
I mean,
Like,
think
I don't
about
know.
it though. Like, because that movie came out, it's going to be 40 years, right?
Yeah.
So let's say in this fictitious world, these three monsters split up, and then they're responsible for creating other popular subgenres of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, like one of them is responsible for like grunge, and one of
Yeah.
them's
Record
responsible for
labels and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And it's like,
Well, that they're criticizing each other's like side projects, and they're like, man, they're like, what happened there? Like, what happened there during like the '90s, man? You
Yeah.
went off the deep end. He's like, I don't want to talk about it, and it's like it shows him fucking like with like a flannel shirt tied around his waist. He's fucked up on heroin, like
Yeah. You got one of them dressed like a Garth Brooks, that character he had.
oh my god.
You know.
And the one was like, yeah, of course you're the front man. You're always looking for fucking theatrics. And it just cuts to
Yeah.
him in front of like Mayhem with the corpse paint on, being like,
Yeah. So Chris Gaines was your idea.
But yeah, that's cool though, and I'm glad Rob Reiner's getting on board. Like that's going to be It's going to be fun. I was
Yeah.
not expecting Spinal Tap
Nah, I
news.
never thought that would ever happen.
No, dude.
No.
Well,
Not in a million
I
years.
mean, Spinal Tap was always that solid little one and done.
Yeah, and it
Like,
I mean, was
'cause
that the first mockumentary?
arguably, probably.
It is in my book. I mean,
I mean, I can't think of anything that came out before that
no,
that had that format.
especially
I
like
mean,
that.
no. Well, it was like an actual fucking documentary.
Yeah.
Like what? Like they created a whole new genre of film.
The
Definitely a
guitar
part of
player will
pop
talk
culture.
about that to where he's giving guitar lessons. He's like, I taught all the greats, Ingve to Steve Vai.
They get all those musicians to show up and play like cameo and shit.
Oh,
That'd be
dude, they'll
fucking
have
call-
so
awesome.
many cameos.
They're like,
Yeah.
I call this the Octacar, and it's like a fucking 8-necked guitar in like an octagon.
It's like what the
Or
fuck?
that's 6, right? Right? No, it's
Yeah. No.
fuck. Sorry,
Hexagon
math
is
spells me right
6.
now. Okay,
Octagon's
octagon's
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Spinal Tap, baby. Here's some crazy shit. Toxic Avenger reboot starring Peter Dinklage officially gets an R rating. This may come as a little surprise, but the upcoming reboot of the Toxic Avenger.
Did you
has
just
been rated-
laugh?
Yeah, because he said little surprise.
Yeah.
That was
I couldn't help
God.
myself. Sorry.
But it's
These
the,
hell gets hotter.
yeah. The rating for this reboot, which comes from Legendary, is for strong violence and gore, language throughout, sexual references, and brief graphic nudity. That sounds a lot like the original movie from Trauma Entertainment that was released in 1984 and has since maintained a large cult following. All right. In the original Toxic Avenger, a young man named Melvin falls victim to a mean prank put on by a group of bullies at a health club. Distraught and humiliated, Melvin runs off and falls straight into a barrel of toxic waste, transforming him into a mutant with superhuman strength. While the backstory is a bit different for Dinklage's Winston, the result is the same, with toxic chemicals turning an otherwise nonviolent person into the vigilante that the crime ridden city needs. You can read the synopsis below. So, set in a fantasy world following Winston, a stereotypical weakling who works as a janitor at Garb X Health Club and is diagnosed with a terminal illness that can only be cured by an expensive treatment that his greedy, power-hungry employer refuses to pay for. After deciding to take matters into his own hands and rob his company, Winston falls into a pit of toxic waste and is transformed into a deformed monster that, that sets out to do good and get back at all the people who've wronged him. I mean,
Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon.
yeah, like what?
Like, is Peter Dinklage gonna play the Toxic Avenger? Cause
Yes.
Yeah.
holy shit. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
yeah. So it's being written and directed by Macon Blair, right?
Uh-huh.
You remember who Macon Blair is?
Oh, Blue Ruin.
Yeah,
Wow. He did Gold,
yeah,
Green Room.
yep,
Very
Okay.
gritty.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's
But you're gonna see the crust on the lips from these people being dehydrated.
yeah, that's really cool, man. Because I remember, I don't think they had announced it the last time we talked about this dude,
No.
but I mean, this guy's good, you
Yeah.
know. So
It's gonna be interesting seeing how they update this because I remember I think somewhere in my VHS little container where I've got all my movies at and everything, I believe I've got like a copy of this. I've got like the old one too.
Yeah.
It's like I think I paid like 50 cents for it at a fucking thrift store one day.
Hmm.
So I was like, holy shit, adding it to the collection.
yeah,
It's such a ridiculous movie.
It
yeah,
really
right.
is. And it's so low budget too.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
is.
I'm like, this is gonna be like it's gonna be interesting. But I'm wondering like if the comedy's still gonna be there.
I mean, it has to, right?
Yeah, just over the top. Just well, dude,
Yeah,
here, just think about this. We all remember the original one. You had the janitor, and he was like tall, deformed looking. Like now,
He's gonna
yeah,
get you.
it's gonna be a little person.
yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
So that's already ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
They're gonna lean into it,
yeah,
you
the
know?
miniature Avenger or something. I don't know.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it.
Yeah. So Chris Tucker agrees to Friday reboot under one condition, claims comedian DC Young Fly. So it's been 27 years, two sequels, and thousands of memes and GIFs, retweets since Friday fans last saw neighborhood stoner Smokey and can't keep a job Craig together on the big screen. Besides that, five original cast members: AJ Johnson, John Witherspoon, Tiny Lister, Bernie Mac, and Ronaldo Ray have since passed away. They all helped make the cult classic that much more memorable with their comedic contributions. Over the years, there's been countless attempts at putting out the fourth remake of Friday. All sequels were done with the hopes that Chris Tucker would finally reprise his role. While there is always a legitimate concern over something being done to death, there are also several successful franchises in Tinseltown studio vaults. Recently, Wild 'N Out star and comedian DC Young Fly spilled some tea with a claim that may finally be enough to bring the spat and disagreement between Ice Cube and Warner Brothers to rest. So this is what he said during an interview. I ain't supposed to say that, but
Mm.
I'm gonna say it anyway because we getting old and I don't care. Chris Tucker out his mouth told me literally this year. Sorry, OG, I'm gonna say it. We're getting old, okay? He said if I play his son, he'll be in the movie. So if this ever reach out to anybody, get to anybody, I promise you, out his mouth, this is what he said to me. He said, if you play my son, I'll be in the movie. I swear. There's no word confirming from Tucker's
Yeah.
camp whether this is true, nor is anyone clamoring for another sequel. There's still many fans that would find it dope to see to see Tucker come back. I mean, is he bullshitting? What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean,
That guy
I
lives
mean,
in Atlanta. That's where Tucker lives. You know, he was on Wild 'N Out, and he does that like 85 South.
yeah,
They got this thing they do that's big on YouTube. It's hilarious. Like they just get on stage and smoke weed and just joke on everybody. Like it's
right.
hilarious. But I think the last time we read, I mean, look, if Ice Cube reads that, he'll say done. Like to
Yeah,
get him
write
to
him
come
into
back, he'll say done. But I think I remember there was a thing where Ice Cube wants the rights back.
yeah, that whole thing's going on. Yeah,
Yeah, so if he gets the rights, there will be a Friday. There may be more
yeah,
Fridays. I
yeah.
mean that could be a whole like look how many
Follow the
movies
kids.
Madea made. Like
Yeah,
you know,
why not?
I'm down.
I mean,
I love them.
if they just, yeah, if they just do one and done, you know,
Yeah, even
get the
that. Yeah.
get the band back together one more time. You
The
know,
only sad part, man, is Pops won't be there, but
I know,
that
man.
could be something
Well,
that's going on in the show. Like the reason they're like
dude.
Smokey comes home because his old man passed away.
Well,
Yeah,
you guys remember? Well, to keep it kind of funny, more funnier, or more comedic, I guess. Even though that is a good idea. Um, you know how in the original Friday when he's talking about hanging out with that one group and they fucking like he ends up smoking PCP
Hector,
and you see the montage
yeah,
of him flipping the fuck out.
yeah,
Well,
found me
what
a
if they kind
Debo
of
pigeon coop.
play on that, but he's explaining where the fuck he's been, and it just shows him at all these different groves and how none of it panned out for him. he's
Yeah.
like, he's like, I bet I
man.
had trimming them bushes and shit. And then
Well,
man, they said we got something more important for you. The next thing I know, I was picking Poppy, man. What the fuck?
whenever he like at the end he goes to rehab, right?
Yeah,
And that's supposed to be the whole thing. Smokey went to rehab, so like you could have it like everybody's coming home because Pops is gone. He's coming back, but like, what if Smoke? And this would help the character now. Like everybody can cuss, but him.
yeah,
But what if
yeah.
he went to rehab and got clean, and now he's like one of those guru people that
Oh my
you know what I
God.
mean? That like helps people get motivational speaker, and then you find out really it's just all bullshit. But
Yeah, yeah,
Or dude, or go full circle, man. Have him come home. He's dealing with sobriety and everything, but like, you know, the whole legalization stuff's happening, and then we just have this moment where they're chilling on the porch, and this time it's Craig giving Smokey the "I'm gonna get you high" speech
yeah,
because it's Friday. You ain't got a job. You ain't got shit to do.
might as well, you know. But yeah, I mean, I hope, that's one of those things like the Man of Steel 2. Like, we've
yeah.
talked about Friday, but I would love it. I would love to see it happen, man. Can't get enough of it. So here's some interesting news. Doctor Strange 2, Daniel Craig reportedly backed out of major Illuminati cameo. So recent reports state that Daniel Craig backed out of major Illuminati cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness due to concerns over COVID-19. He's best known for playing James Bond, of course. Back in April, the actor was scheduled to perform on Broadway in the Shakespearean play Macbeth, but had to temporarily back out after he tested positive for COVID-19. Marvel's latest film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, features numerous gasp-worthy cameos and appearances from John Krasinski appearing as Reed Richards to Haley Atwell playing Captain Carter. Fans and critics have enjoyed seeing new faces in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Still, there were plenty of other rumored Doctor Strange 2 cameos that never came to fruition, such as Tom Cruise playing Tony Stark. Additionally, it appears that James Bond actor himself was all set to make an Illuminati cameo. So Deadline's Justin Kroll shared a Twitter post in which he reveals a fun fact that Craig backed out of a major Illuminati cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Kroll states that Krasinski wasn't the first choice for the Illuminati role, implying Craig was originally supposed to play Mr. Fantastic. Craig, however, backed out due to an uptick in COVID cases since he didn't want to risk bringing the disease back to his family. I mean, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just
so,
imagine, like, you know how it shows him teleporting in.
yeah.
Could totally see Craig being
Yeah.
Mr.
And that would have been a
Fantastic.
shock. Like what?
Oh, yeah. James Bond is playing Reed Richards. You know, like, what the
Whoa.
fuck? Yeah.
But I still think it was cool that they just kind of did a one up for the fans instead. They were like, let's just give them a little,
Yeah. Well,
a
and
little here
like,
you go.
and this was something that we talked about on that episode. It's like, you know, is Krasinski going to come back as Reed Richards in the 616 Marvel universe? Well, they could still bring Daniel Craig in
They
to play
could.
that character, and I would be okay with
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't be mad
Like,
at it.
no, so like if they have to go with like those two people, pick one or the other. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But I think that it would probably make more sense if they pick Daniel Craig in our universe, like in the 616 universe, and make him a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but to me it makes more sense. Like,
I see Craig playing something like a Jack Kirby character though, like some crazy cosmic level like entity or something, man.
well, yeah, I mean,
Like, what if Craig was the voice of the Living Tribunal?
oh, that would be fucking crazy. But he's got to do the voice from Logan Lucky.
I was
I
thinking,
am,
yeah.
Yeah,
I am
I
Like when he
incarcerated.
was sitting
but
up there as Reed Richards, they are
Yeah.
but
incarcerated.
he'd be like, "Here's what you don't get, Stephen. We are everywhere."
We are the Illuminati.
Oh my god.
That would have been
But
great.
yeah, either one of
Uh,
those picks would be great, man.
yeah.
I'm just excited. But that's crazy. Like and that never came out, right?
No, they
Like they
kept that
never
on the wraps. Like,
yeah, so
I mean, I can't believe, in hindsight, I can't believe to a degree that we all kind of fell for the Tom Cruise LARP.
well, I mean it makes sense though, you know?
Well, it showed you that they were going to do some sort of fan servicey thing with these cameos, but they just didn't tell us which one. And it
that's
was the
to
one
throw
that
you
was
off the
right under our
trail.
nose. What was the one right under our nose the whole time?
Yeah.
Because there was a major push to get him to play Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like to see him show up in the 616 universe, and that be something where Doctor Strange sees it and he's like, "Man, I watched you die," or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting how all that plays out. But I'm excited for whatever they got going on over there.
So I had a thought the other day because I was still chewing. I'm still chewing on Doctor Strange a little bit. Um, so you know how the trilogy of movies always set the character up to be, all right, this is finally the version of the character,
Reached his final form.
yeah. Um, one of the big things of Doctor Strange, especially when it comes to like Avengers and crossover storylines and stuff, Doctor Strange is always a character that they go to be like, I need help, and
Yep.
he'll break off some plot points, but then he'll be like, but I ain't coming with you. Like this is beneath me. Y'all need to go. Like y'all are gonna figure it out. Y'all are gonna be fine. Well, what if that's something that we get in the final Doctor Strange film? Um, obviously he's gonna get the dark hold out of him. I feel like that's gonna pave the way for him becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. He's gonna be the only one that was able to do it. maybe he loses Wong in the process, like he dies in the the fight to do it. Because I see that becoming a very
Yeah.
trippy fight, But anyways, it goes, it kind of ends the way Spider-Man ends in that he wins, but he
But he
loses.
loses.
Yeah.
He becomes the Sorcerer Supreme.
But at what
You know,
cost?
yeah, and have it to where he's like, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna keep reality in check, but I ain't leaving the sanctum. Like I am the
Oh
biggest
yeah.
threat to the multiverse, so I can't go anywhere. Because if I start helping y'all and I start doing shit, it
Well,
always
when we see
it
the other
always
one, and remember the one that was in the fucked up looking place?
Yeah.
He just stayed
yeah.
there. He never left.
And with them, because that's something that they push throughout all of Multiverse of Madness is you're the biggest threat, Strange. Like Scarlet Witch, like we get her, we understand that. You're the one that's fucking everything up. And I feel like that's how he's gonna nip that in the bud. Is he's like, all right, well, I just won't do anything unless it's literally reality is at stake.
And
Yeah.
then people can come to him for advice, and he
Yeah,
can
Yeah.
always be that
he
character
become
people visit.
yeah, and they always extend the hand to be like, hey man, we really could use you in the field, but he's like, nah, that ain't a good idea. Here's why. But now
Yeah.
the audience knows why because when Strange starts casting spells, the ripple effect is just too it's too much of a
That's
cost
too
for him to
strange,
use his
dude.
powers.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that happening, man, because like we haven't got that version of that character yet. And you really like I feel like, Doctor Strange is going to be the Iron Man of this next, of this next thing, this next 10-year
The
arc or whatever
phase.
you want to call it. Yeah, because like I mean, he was the starting point of it more or less with Spider-Man, if we're going to consider that kind of the starting point. And I think that like you said, it's going to come full circle. Like he's going to be confined to the fucking to his
Sanctum.
fucking house. Yeah, to the sanctum. And like, I mean, what a bittersweet,
Yeah.
like he's still going to be alive, but he's going to be alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll
And
still be teleport like he'll still catch wind that something's trying to breach through reality and he'll sling ring into it, but he's got to go take the fight to them in their part. Like
Yeah.
he can't ever bring the fight to Earth anymore.
yeah, exactly. And I think that that leads in real good with the whole Secret Wars thing if they decide to go that route with it. Because if all the realities get pushed together like that, and
Well,
he's the start of it,
and you also got to think too, if because I know they do more patchwork adaptations than like full on. Hey, this happened in this story. We're doing it in this one. That's not real. They're in a position where they don't have to do that. But to add to the Secret Wars stuff, that because that's what that's John Krasinski. That's what Mr. Fantastic was. He basically told the audience what Secret Wars was right
yeah,
there in the cameo.
yeah,
And when they all have to fight and do all that kind of crap. But but what I'm getting at is that whenever that happens and we get Battle World is kicked off like that. I think that's going to be our Doctor Doom story arc. He's like
yeah,
Doctor Doom's going to fight the Fantastic Four in the first film, have his "I'll get you next time" moment. Well, when crossover time happens, he's figured out about what's happening with Secret Wars. He, he finds a way to more or less either becomes the next to become the next He Who Remains, or he's just gonna or they're gonna introduce the Beyonder, which I don't think they will, but they might. They've brought Eternals and fucking Celestials in, so they could absolutely bring in that type of character.
yeah,
But Doctor Doom takes the power of the Beyonder and becomes the God Emperor Doom. He basically reworks reality to what Doom wants it to be, and that's how we get Battle World.
yeah,
Well, what all this means though is that one of the big like not big, but one of the initial like holy shit, that's happening is that his right hand man and his mouthpiece is Doctor Strange.
yeah,
So I could see this kind of being in that little thing because I'm starting to think more and more that even though they're going to bring Kang the Conqueror in Quantum Mania, I think they're going to drag his shit out for a long time
Yeah.
because it's going to have to get to where it's going to like they're going to have either with Loki, either they make the main Kang the Conqueror plot play out in Loki, or we get these little bits and pieces of Infinity Stone cutscene stuff building up to, new Avengers. And then
Mm.
that's who they fight.
Right. Yeah.
Now, the last thing I was wanting to bring up about Doctor Strange, unless y'all, I mean, because if y'all want to sit and keep talking, I'm cool with it because fucking this movie was awesome. But the more I got to thinking about it, Griffin, I think we fucking called it, man. It's something we didn't point out on the episode when we reviewed it, but we called it. They are absolutely using Scarlet Witch to be the bridge to the multiverse to bring all these other characters in.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man.
And I believe that's how we're going to get X-Men versus Avengers. I think you brought it up briefly in the last episode, but just the consequences of all those people coming on screen, and like they didn't just do that just to be fan service. Like every
Yeah.
one of those people dying on screen is gonna have a ripple effect. Like there's gonna be a consequence for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's how we'll get the X like as far as like Cyclops and the core like the foot soldiers, they're gonna come through that portal being like, man, somebody killed Charles.
Yeah.
And we're
Again.
about we're about to fucking annihilate whoever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So,
It's
I mean,
it's gonna be fucking cray, man. I'm excited. I'm always excited, you know? But I mean, I'm ready for trailers if y'all are. Cause I
absolutely.
cause I'm feeling we got some good ones here, you know?
Yeah, there was even a few that were out last week, but I kind of held them since we
Yeah,
had two
yeah.
movies. And
So I noticed on the movie list, guys, that y'all put everything everywhere all at once on there.
yeah,
I got a fun little tidbit of trivia for that. I don't know if it was ever acknowledged on the podcast or if it's been brought up before, but I read recently the role of the chick in the movie was originally this was supposed to be a Jackie Chan film.
Really?
Yeah, like the role was offered to Jackie Chan, who turned it down, and she got it. And she was gonna play, she was supposed to play Jackie Chan's
like one of the
wife.
characters in the movie. Yeah,
And then when Jackie Chan dropped out, the writers were like, "Well, we'll make the movie about you," and they kind of rewrote it a little, and they were like, and then they were like, it actually turned out better because I mean, obviously, it's what we end up getting. But I just thought that was an interesting little bit of trivia for that film.
That's awesome though.
And it it makes you wonder, like, what if?
Yeah, right.
yeah. I was gonna bring that up at the end. Like that dropped, and I'm all about fast tracking that. I
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
for
for
want to wait
sure.
sure.
fucking a month.
That
And the
those
Northman. So
yeah, but I've heard the Northman is excellent.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then we'll do Uncharted, and then we gotta watch Morbius, dude. I mean,
yeah,
it had
got
bad
to
reviews, but we gotta see it. We gotta put our stamp on it.
pick it apart.
Might give it a
Yeah,
dented half star. I don't know.
yeah.
But they're
Def-
talking about that being connected to like Blade and shit. So
who knows?
who
Yeah.
knows? I haven't
Just
seen any spoilers.
have shots of Jared Leto making that face he makes in those trailers, and it's all their like the facial shots, but you put it to Goo Goo Dolls, and I don't want to
Hmm.
be, and he's just like hopping around.
I don't think that they'd understand, man.
Because Morbius was made to be broken.
I'm gonna beat a piece of
Well,
meat.
And we'll throw that piece of shit in the can. Anyway,
We got a little
Mandel,
Netflix.
little mandolin lead fades out.
Chris Hemsworth. He's been a
I
busy.
saw an article dropped about this, and they said that he this movie has him in some gray territory where
Like
we normally
Greywater?
He's going
well like
English accent too.
morally gray, I think is probably the right way to put it, because normally Hemsworth is either full blown comedy, full blown action, or a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You don't see him being like, he hasn't
Super
done his I'm a
serious.
Psycho. He hasn't done his Psycho movie yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't got that put under his belt. And I don't think this is it, but just to say there's certain types of films we know he hasn't did yet.
Well, let's see what he's doing in this shit.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh,
What?
okay. CEO, big company.
Goddamn.
This is come get your life better resort, but like really it's just some sinister shit.
Hey,
Don't go
that
out
was
there.
what's her name? The chick at the end there?
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jesse Mullet's sister? Or Jussie?
Josie?
Oh yeah. He's a 3 Comic Club bad guy.
This is like the cure for wellness with more money.
Yeah.
Strange seeing him with an American accent. I don't know if I've ever seen him with an American accent, right? No.
No, he had an American accent in Extraction. I don't know if you watched it.
I did watch it. So there's 2 of these teasers. This is the Netflix series. I don't know if it has
Okay.
anything to do with that movie that came out, but it's a series that Netflix is doing. And I saw an article earlier on the side while we were watching the article. We're doing the articles.
Yeah.
This TV series will make all games canon, is what it said.
Really?
So
Okay.
I thought that throw that in there.
Yeah, okay.
But the teasers, they're like a minute each, and I was like, why do y'all just combine this? Like,
Yeah. What are you doing? But yeah, I'm ready, man.
I just saw a
Ready?
trailer on the side that's Mike Tyson and Bruce Willis. We're definitely gonna have to watch that.
Confirmed.
So let me get. All right, I'll put that in there in a second. Let's get this one fired up. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Happy fingers at her.
Oh, it's this post nuke.
Budget. Netflix just laid off 150 people.
Damn.
Yeah, they got subscribers dropped quite a bit. So it makes you wonder if they're going to be able to keep making like stuff like this.
Then down, down, sorry.
I dropped that Mike Tyson trailer under the Hulk trailer. We will watch She-Hulk last though,
Okay.
saving it for last.
You know, Resident Evil. Like, why didn't they make a show first to begin with? Like that always seemed like the better idea.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much going on. Like, honestly, Resident Evil could have totally taken The Walking Dead's place as like the zombie show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
And that's probably what this is going to attempt to
Yeah.
do. But I'm hoping that, kind of like with the video games and stuff, while it's a character surviving a world where you're fighting hordes of undead, mindless, creatures, the idea that, like with Resident Evil, though, you're getting to kind of find out more of what's actually happening,
Yeah,
like
behind the scenes.
why the apocalypse is doing what it's doing, being what it is.
I stopped watching The Walking Dead a long time ago, but I don't think we ever really figured that out, did we?
I don't think
Even
so.
when they went to the CDC, they were just like, "Yeah, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's real bad.
Don't go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open
Hide your
store.
kids, hide your wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for number 2 of the Resident Evil teasers.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. So this is what fucks everybody up, right?
I mean, of course, right? The T-virus.
That was Walking Dead as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely has the budget.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks great.
But I have one complaint, and I'm sure more hardcore fans have way more complaints than me. But the one complaint that I would say out of this, though, is that, like, okay, in the video games, at one point, there was this pivot in the type of game that the series wanted to be. It went from being this very suspenseful, slow burn style game where, you're actually nervous to cut a corner,
Yeah.
And then the games become this action packed, like, haul ass through the level, kill as many as you can, blow their heads off. Like, and this looks like it's more of an action film than a suspenseful post apocalyptic horror.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe it works well. Maybe that's the easier way to translate this story into film. But I'm hoping it's more subtle, more like, yeah, have those sweeping shots of the dead from time to time. But when you're dealing with the main characters, like, have them fucking surviving. They're either running from something or whatever, but it's not them taking the fight to it. Like they need to be in fear.
Well, I think that if they do it right, they can combine all the different genres because, like, it went like you said, it went from being like a slow burn to action, and then with 7 and 8, it went to more of a first person, like survival style aesthetic of a game. Kind of went back to its roots a little bit by changing the perspective, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that like different characters in different situations can fulfill both of those fantasies.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they could definitely disperse it amongst the subplots
Yeah, I mean, but we'll see what
because
they actually do.
we know they'll absolutely do that. It'll be like one or two characters. They're a love interest that's falling apart, and the apocalypse brings them together. You got the lone wolf person that you're like, I wish this was the majority of the show, but it's only like 10 minutes at the beginning and end. And then
Yeah,
all the fluff, like it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna go that route because that's what these shows have been lately.
right.
Well, we're getting 8 episodes, July the 14th. They're an hour each.
Wow.
Rated TV MA. So
Damn. All right.
An 8 hour hard R Resident Evil tale
yeah,
that you
and
said does
may keep
canonize the
going.
game.
That's what that article. Now I didn't read the entire article. I have it. Say I might go back and check it later, but they said this will make all games canon. Like,
Well, what would be cool is if they, where they're at, they're referencing shit that
yeah.
happened, and the
Well, it
shit
looks
that
like this takes
happened,
place in the future, doesn't it?
yeah,
So these
yeah.
like
So I
two
mean,
girls
yeah.
move to a town. They moved to fucking what is it called? Welcome to New
New Wreck.
Raccoon City.
Well, like for instance, if they start bringing up what's happened in the past, what's happened in the past could be stuff that acknowledges certain games, like they run into a person and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, I'm a doctor. 20 something years ago, I was head researcher at Umbrella working on the
Yeah,
Nemesis
and it's
program, and
like,
we're all like, "We know who the fuck
ooh,
that is. We know what that should be about." Yeah,
But I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
It
for
looks better
sure.
than that trailer did for that movie. See, this is something that
yeah.
needs you need a series.
Yeah, for
Now,
You
sure.
need
and
time.
just because it's a completely different production, I still want to try
Definitely
out
want to
that
watch it.
newer
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, I
but I'm
haven't.
just not
Want to
in a
see it?
hurry. I'm just
Yeah,
not in a hurry. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those
it
like
does
I'm
not
glad it's
take
on the
priority.
burner. Yeah, definite rainy day movie.
Yeah. So we got a psychological horror here.
The only reason I dropped this is because the entire film is improvised.
What?
Really?
Yeah, if you read the little thing down there, entirely improvised. So
Okay.
that caught
Let's
my
check.
because I try not to watch the trailers, and with it
Yeah.
being on IGN, I'm like, all right, real trailer. Scroll down, I'm reading that, and entirely improvised. I'm like, we got to watch the trailer, whether it's due to or not.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
But I'm ready. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah, I like this improvisation.
Yeah, strip down. She worried about COVID? She like one of those agoraphobic people that afraid to go outside? Yeah, it's a pandemic.
Oh, dude, what if she, what if the pandemic's what if she thinks it's still in the death throes? Like she's just,
But she don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Looks like it was maybe, I mean, just one camera, one person.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Even the worms are in on it. They're like improvise, improvise, improvise. All righty.
That looks something,
Well, you got to go to a website to watch that.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay,
Brian.
so the guy that plays Brian in this, he's on the Ricky Gervais show that he does the what's it called? The one where his
Wow.
wife died.
Um,
You know what I'm talking about? It's on Netflix.
yeah.
So he's on that, and he was on the one where he was like in the old folks' home.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Derek.
okay, so this dude, he's that guy that's just like, what's going on? You know, like standing in his underwear, getting drunk in the camper.
Yeah,
Like this dude is hilarious.
yeah.
So to see him, and I'm sure that
Didn't you? Did either of you guys finish, Derek?
I did.
Yeah, I did too.
What was y'all's? So what was
I like the show.
y'all's final say on it,
I
man?
like that other Ricky Gervais show where his wife dies. It's actually good.
I'll just be
After
They
honest,
recently
that.
man.
dropped a new season.
I started both shows, but I'm gonna be honest. They were hard watches for me, man, and I think it's because like
It's not a
even
happy
though it's
show, but
no
there
man, it's
is
very
it's
like the
dark. It's a
humor is
dark comedy.
there, but if you're really thinking about what the show's about, it is extremely depressing.
Yeah.
But even the
Yeah.
other show, what is that called? It's
Afterlife.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's really good, dude.
When
It's funny.
I think the thing that almost did me in, man, was I can't remember which one it was, but where he's sitting there and he's having to lie, like he like about like how he feels about he's telling the person like you're gonna go to heaven,
That
everything's
was
gonna
the
be
movie he did
okay.
where he was like he was the only man that could lie. That was a movie. His mom was laying there
Okay,
dying. His mom is like I can't remember what it was called, but like nobody lies in this world. So everyone's just
dude,
honest and brutal. And his mother's
that
sitting there
was
dying and he's like, "Don't
when it called
worry.
the invention of line,
You're going to go to heaven. You're going to." That was
dude.
tough.
That was rough.
But like and then after that, like he could lie about anything, and people would just look at him like, "How the fuck did you do that?" And he's like, "I just did it."
I think I think
It's a good
Derek
movie.
was that was just his performance because he's so innocent acting
Yeah, he
as that
plays like
character.
someone that's
And
slow and
when
he's
you
stuck in an old folks
like,
home. I think he's autistic or something.
well, as he's, like I think it was this thing where they're pointing out certain like habits he has or certain things he would do, and you realize why he was doing them. Maybe like something to do with like he would go visit some old lady or some shit like that, and you
Yeah.
know, I don't know, it's been a minute, but I never finished it. But I was always wondering if it stuck the
It was
landing.
good. I like Ricky Gervais. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
like his
absolutely.
style of comedy. But this guy is hilarious in everything he's in. It's just his delivery is real dry and just I don't know, awkward. Like,
Yeah.
but let's check it out. It's like
Yeah.
it's
I'm
some kind
ready,
of
man.
movie he's gonna be in. So I don't know if Gervais had anything to do with it. So all right,
All honorable mentions.
3, 2, 1, play. I'll check it while we're actually watching it. This guy's delivery, dude. He plays this character in everything he's in.
This looks great.
He's kind of Ricky's new Pilkington. Like,
Yeah.
you and me and you. As they're even doing the thing where the camera's there.
Yeah.
You know, in all those shows, they like talk to the camera. Like, it's cool that he's finally getting something
Uh,
like this. They get won something at Sundance. like how the robot's torso is like a box.
Yeah.
It's just a what's gotten into you?
Yeah,
That looks great.
it really does.
That dude's so funny on that Afterlife show, dude. Like he's a hoarder. So when they go to his house, they first go there to do like a newspaper article about him.
Yeah.
And he's like, Ricky Gervais is like, he's fed up with life. He wants to die. He tries to kill himself multiple times, but he just can't bring himself to do it,
Yeah.
Story, of everybody's life. He's just like, they go in there and he's like, why do you have all these newspapers? And he's like, I don't know, news. It's like, yeah, but dude, they're like stacked to the wall. And he's just like, news. Okay. Real dry.
News.
Had to get this was before I found the other Bruce Willis trailer, but I saw Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Michael Rooker.
I mean, hell yeah.
This is like a triple threat, dude.
I know, right? Let's see what this is about.
Already know.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. White Elephant. Sounds like a Jack White song. John Malkovich usually doesn't do shitty movies.
What you don't understand is
Yeah.
we're going to rob them.
I have some downtime because of Space Force. See, just thinking about, remember the last Malkovich trailer we saw was like, ooh,
Yeah.
cash grab. Rooker wearing glasses.
I know, right?
Like, looks good on him.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Hang on, I just dropped my fucking headset. Break it. Okay. Yeah, but that's a movie.
Yeah. Rooker. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. It's like coming on,
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I think the thing that what lost me on that trailer, scenes, action shootout scenes with hip hop music, just like I roll my eyes at that shit. It's like a fucking Vietnam movie with Fortunate Son playing. I'm like, this
Again,
again.
Unless
Yeah.
it's something like
And I feel like they use the same
Tropical
song.
Thunder. It's like making
It's
fun
always
of it.
like, it's always the beat's always like, I know my mic was
Yeah.
cutting out, but it's always like dun dun dun, and the guy's like, "We unstoppable."
Yeah.
It's like,
gun in slow motion.
yeah, it's fucking lame.
Yeah, not the best trailer music.
Yeah.
Like, really? Didn't have to have music.
No.
I mean, Just make a trailer, dude. We got a little foreign film here.
Okay. Shit, I'm ready for it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. So he's got him a little group of what the fuck was that?
I know.
Now this music. We'll say he's got him a little group of kids to go out and rob for him. Man, it's dark. I'm interested in the Kid Snatcher 5000. Like,
Yeah, right.
the fuck was that? Oh. Fight, fight, fight. I mean,
Damn.
that's how you make a trailer, dude. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah. It's interesting though, right?
Yeah, I'd give it a watch.
I'm gonna start a new little channel there because I always bookmark movies where it's like, might keep up with that. Don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna make a little thing there to save them in
Yeah, dude.
because I always bookmark them, then they just get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
The reason I dropped this trailer was because when I scrolled down and read Tom DeLonge's directorial debut.
Oh shit, okay. It's got Casper Van Dien in it.
I don't know who that is. Do you?
He was the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, dude. He was in Starship Troopers.
Oh, okay. I see him. Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy.
He
Casper
was the
Van
90s.
Dien?
Yeah.
What a strong name.
He was that late 90s, early 2000s fucking chin, you know?
Yeah.
every decade has one, you know?
I like this comment down here. He says, "Well, that's a movie now." All right. Y'all
Looks
ready?
like a train wreck, yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
bet it's aliens.
It's like, I'll be your distraction. It's got to have aliens in it, right?
Got to.
From the imagination of.
Yep.
So how does it go from those shots to that? Like,
Yeah,
it
right.
just looks cheap. No color grading. Like, this is a good shot. But them at the table. Recognize him. I'd have to fuck your dad. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we definitely podlocked on that,
I'll
right?
save that one too. From the imagination of.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we got a new Ted
New
K
uni
trailer.
I love this dude, man.
Yeah, dude. Like this one's got like remember the last trailer was like, is he fucking the Unabomber?
Yeah,
And he didn't really talk much in it. Like this one's got more.
more
I mean,
Unabomber
we
shit.
gotta watch this, guys.
Okay, all right.
As soon as this movie comes out, because it's gonna be a clinic, dude.
Yeah,
What the fuck's an
let's
eviction notice? Y'all ready?
yeah, dude.
You good, Trav?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play. They've changed the name. Remember before it was just
Yeah,
Ted K, because I was like, is this the Unabomber?
yeah.
So now they've added that. Oh, it's still just Ted K. Like the accent.
Yeah. God damn.
He was a smart man.
Hopefully, he's such a good actor, though. I've never
He
seen him
is.
in a bad performance.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with the voice. Yep. Ted Krasinski definitely made his mark on the world. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He was like getting off on that. Watching it,
Yeah.
say my name. Change the world. My name,
This shit
my
looks good.
sunlight in my universe. Podlocked.
Yeah, right.
Y'all know what this is?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, guys.
Well, I mean, I will say this. I don't know if it does it take place in this time period because it's like
I think so.
bow and arrows.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I
44-second clip, but it is a show, right? Is it a
No, I
series?
think it's a movie, right?
Oh, coming to
No.
Hulu. I don't know though.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's
We'll
see.
see. I don't think we're gonna get much in this.
No.
Being 44 seconds, but all right, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. I'm an Indian outlaw.
Half Cherokee and Choctaw.
Are they gonna show us it? That's a trailer. Don't show it. Don't show anything else. Just let it come out.
I mean, I'm interested, man.
I mean, I definitely have to check it out. Loving the character.
Yeah, right.
I really want to watch this when it comes out.
Yeah, this was the one with the claymation, right?
I really want to watch this. Like, I want to podlock it and a possible bump.
Yeah,
Because
little
here's my
bookmark.
thing.
Put it
I
in
know
there.
it's hit and miss, but Shudder knocks out some cool shit, dude. They did Blood Machines, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
this is good.
Well, the visual style,
Yeah,
you
like
know, is
that's my
like I
thing.
have to see. Like,
Yeah, aesthetic, man.
this is a new trailer. Y'all ready?
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I mean, come on. Looks so good. Like, it looks like a Tool music video.
Yeah.
In both trailers, we haven't heard anything speak.
Yeah.
Like heavy, that claymation, that like um Nightmare Before Christmas type. Just
Yeah.
yeah. I think the only place it's gonna be. It's gonna be streaming on my Plex server.
Yeah.
Is
For
it already
real.
out?
I don't know.
June 16th.
Yeah, we'll get it on that.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
It does, man.
So I know we haven't watched any of this the series, but
Yeah.
this trailer was trending on Twitter this past week, and I clicked on it, watched it, and was just like, whoa! Like, just I got to get on the show. A fun fact: the first episode of this show was written by the guy that directed Sonic and Sonic 2.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But y'all see like why I had to drop this? Like this thing at the beginning, that's like this thing that could turn its head around. You'll see. It's like
Yeah.
on some like Queen Sheba shit, you know?
Right. Shit, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Look at this thing, dude.
Ooh.
It like turns. I love how each one has its own animation style.
Yeah.
And that looks so good. It just looks trippy. They were having sex.
Hmm.
It's like a compilation of short films.
It's kind
I
of
mean,
like heavy metal.
yeah,
That's what it reminds me of.
but it
Heavy
looks good.
metal. Yeah. Bruce Willis and Mike Tyson in one
I
movie
mean,
together.
I guess like Willis knew he was going to retire, so he's like, I'll just do everything.
Yeah.
It's such
Fuck
a
it.
star
Yeah, he
stud
said,
in a
hey, Mr.
cage.
Willis, you don't know nothing about the toad.
I do a movie with Bruce Willis.
That Bruce, if you smoke some of the toad, it might help you with your memory. Let's see this interesting
This train
cast.
wreck.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. The Red Box movie. Is Mike gonna be like the top dog bad guy? Please let him be the villain. Mike Tyson's only gonna be in this for like a fucking split second.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is he? Oh. There's no justice without war. Pete Davidson. I mean, oh, gone in 60 seconds.
It's about to pop off.
You bringing me some noise? Okay.
I kind of want to watch it.
Just to see that,
Yeah, I mean,
like Mike Tyson, like acting.
yeah.
I mean, what clips I saw, which were heavily cut. You bringing me some noise? Um, I heard some people on a podcast the other day talking about it was something that old man take a look at my life
yeah,
that said something about I'd rather burn out than fade away.
yeah,
But like fade away is like this.
yeah.
Well, or is that the burnout? To me, when I heard that, I was like, well, burnout, dude, is that like dying before you have to fade out like this? Like,
I don't
but
know.
just seeing like what Bruce Willis is, dude,
Yeah,
he's got money. Like, why?
I don't
Does he just
know.
like making movies? You know what I
I,
mean?
I,
Like,
I'm. He wants to try to stay relevant.
it's done though. Like,
Yeah,
this doesn't
exactly.
help
No.
at all. At all. But anyway, we finally got She-Hulk attorney at law.
Hell yeah,
So she's
dude.
a lawyer.
Yeah,
Okay. Is that in the comic books?
yeah,
I didn't know that. Never read
yeah.
any She-Hulk.
She bad.
She
You know what
bangs.
I'm
William
saying?
Hung. She bangs.
William
She
Hung.
bangs. All right, let's check it out.
Do it.
3, 2, 1, play. That's Mark Ruffalo. Where is it?
Ooh.
It's funny that she's a lawyer and Daredevil's a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's funny. Oh, Tim Roth? Didn't expect to see him looking like that. The She-Hulk is hot. Yeah. Whenever she hulks out, like her whole body just fucking. What was that creature? Ooh, you ain't man enough, dude.
Oh shit.
You ain't man enough.
That's funny.
What was that creature?
That was Abomination.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm I'm gonna watch it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, anything with more Hulk,
Yeah,
and all that
Ruffalo.
stuff.
It looks like
Yeah,
they're
man.
teaming up to kick some ass. Like,
And I mean, dude, she looks like she's gonna nail the part.
yeah, I
That's
like
for
her.
sure.
Already like her. All right, we talked about it earlier. But next week, everything all at once.
Yes.
Northman, Uncharted, Morbius. Unless something crazy happens, that's the new
Yeah.
layout. I mean, checks in the mail.
Yes, sir, it is.